you know, those calls that, like, before you know the answer, it feels like a big lump in your throat. Like, am I about to start crying? Good morning. It's been quite a morning. The medical calls. The kind that make you feel like you're choking. But for now, we are taking a break. Peter edited and uploaded, and now we're eating leftover chicken wings. So.
I think you should clarify like what you mean by that, because like not everybody would understand. Like, feels like you're choking.
That feeling of like, it's basically fear of the unknown. Like, whether it's test results or family stuff or insurance stuff or job stuff, like, you know, those calls that, like, before you know the answer, it feels like a big lump in your throat. Like, am I about to start crying? So yeah, just like that.
Yeah, so we're sorting through some insurance/medical costs and what that's going to look like throughout the year, and figuring out how do we figure all this out. So
yep,
that's what we've been working on top of we finished the blog and launched our new air plants and tiny mugs. They're back.
You guys have been so, like, I don't know what the word is, like, excited, and I know many of you wanted to get the tiny mugs, and we ran out and were not able to restock those, unfortunately. So you guys have been like cheering us on as we've been trying to figure out another option. So I know that many of you have been asking for this, and I'm so excited that we were able to make it happen. So that was a really fun part of our day. Yeah, but as Peter was on a few calls, I was in the other room, like in the working room, setting up cardboard boxes to ship stuff out in, and I was just praying for clarity of communication, helpful and compassionate people on the other end of the line, clarity in information, because you know how sometimes you call and you get one answer, and then you call the next day and the next employee gives you another answer, and it's just like, I was just praying for clarity and patience and grace. And
as many of you know, the medical and insurance world is full of a lot of redirecting. So I was on a lot of phone calls that directed me to other phone calls that directed me to other phone calls, and which can get really frustrating. And Mary was super supportive today. After like maybe like my 6th call, I was pretty frustrated, and at the end of the day, like, we'll figure out a plan for how this all works out and the best way to get things covered and whatever. But right now, and like part of it is just like mistakes that other people have made that we're responsible for fixing, which is just kind of, that's frustrating.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So we're gonna eat some leftover chicken wings from the fridge and see what happens next. But it is so nice outside. It's like such a gift. It's very like grounding and reminds me of goodness, and I'm just thankful for it. Like that. Ollie's like, see, it's just so perfect outside. Oh yeah, could you put the footage of the tree frog on my cactus in here?
Oh yeah.
You guys, I have to show you something. Oh man. Oh yeah, there he is, there he is. Okay. A few minutes ago, I was out here, and there was a tree frog on my cactus. Okay, hold on. Let me get my little flashlight. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? That tree frog was on the end of this cactus, but he went in that little pot. This is incredible. I mean, I am living my best life. I come out to check on my cactus, and there is a tree frog. This is Mary's, like, magical wonderland. Hey, little buddy, you are so welcome here. You want to stick around for a bit? Oh no, there's a slug in my cactus. That's probably not a good idea. Speaking of medical details, we have like 4 prescriptions we need to get from CVS. They keep texting me. So,
got it.
I guess we'll go get some prescriptions. Okay, I am just coming back up after a low blood sugar, but I think I'm coherent at the moment. So we're trying to decide what we want to get for a little dinner date, and we just drove by Sheetz gas station, not sponsored, and Peter was like, what did you say to that person on the airplane? I don't know. I kind of think we may have recently told this story, so you might have heard this, but for my Make-A-Wish, we flew to California. I was 11, and on the plane, I was sitting next to my dad, and then we were sitting next to a stranger. Pretty sure it was a lady. And I asked them, do you like MTOs? And I didn't know that was a strange question, or that somebody might not know what that means. It's from Sheetz gas station. It's like the computer screen that you can bloop, bloop, what do you want? You order your food, bloop, mayonnaise, bloop.
MTO stands for made to order.
So I asked the lady, do you like MTOs? Because that was like, in my 11-year-old world, that was like mind-blowing that I could order exactly what I want on the little machine. And Dad was like, oh, he had to explain what it was, because the lady was like, what? So he's like, oh, it's like a gas station food thing. Or I forget, I don't remember how he explained it to her, but it was just a funny memory that Peter was like, remember when you... I mean, you gotta celebrate the little things. Like being able to order your food when you're 11 on the little touch screen. Touch screen, that's way cool. Okay, we're pulling in to get my prescriptions, and then we'll pull out with my prescriptions.
Were there any questions for the pharmacist today?
Nope.
All right. The receipt should be sent to email.
Great.
This is the first part. This is the second part. It's heavy.
Yeah. Oh, that's one.
And this is the last part.
Perfect.
Flat pizza alert. We love New York style pizza, like as flat.
Whoa.
As flat as it comes.
That's about as flat as it comes. Right?
I don't know if I've ever seen it as flat as this, and I'm so excited. Happy Friday car date. Oh my gosh, I can like see through it.
Through it. Look at that.
That's like the most amazing, what is that? Oh, sun catcher. Yeah, because you can see through it. Next up.
Propane.
Getting a play-by-play. So usually how it goes is he puts it down right there, then he goes and walks inside and requests for a propane fill-up, and then they meet him out here. So there you go. Toodles poodles. Okay, Peter just went outside. He's eating cereal, and he said, frog alert, frog alert. Oh my goodness. How is this my real life? Like, I have a tree frog on my house. I cannot handle it. I just love it so much. Have I talked about my tree? I know that we put some footage in from a couple of days ago as well, so you're getting all the tree information. Nope, not tree. Frog information.
Look what's happening.
Yes. Another hibiscus flower. So we currently have 2 up here. Okay, the camera's like upside down. And then 1 and another one. Ugh, beautiful. Okay, I had 2 tree frogs. They were White's tree frogs. They were not white. They are called White's tree frogs. The big plumpy one was Kermit. Super creative. The skinnier one that looks kind of a lot like that one. It's a different species, but is species the right word? Breed?
I feel like species is probably right. I don't know.
It's a different kind. Skinnier and like more athletic. So Kermit was really plump and yeah. And then Tarzan was like younger. Well, I am guessing he was younger. Anyway, I loved them so much. I can still, oh my goodness, I can see Ollie's tail behind me. I can still remember that feeling of like their moist, cold little body on my shoulder.
That sounds awful.
And I can like feel his little moistness going through my shirt. I know that sounds gross, but in a lot of ways, Harry is a lot like my tree frogs, except warm. So like last night on a walk, I held a toad for like 30 seconds. And I was just like, ah, oh, yes, it's like this little heavy bug, little heavy thing in my hand. And I was like, it feels a lot like Harry, like squishy and skin, whatever. But Harry's like a frog with a fever because he's like 102 degrees. Naked cats tend to run a couple of degrees hotter than a normal cat. So anyway, these are the small joys in life. And so I am breathing a little bit deeper now than I was earlier today. Where, you know, the phone calls are on pause for the weekend. And part of me is like, grr, I wish we could call tomorrow and see if we could figure it out. But it's also good for our brains to take a little break. So thank you for joining us today on Friday for all the adventures. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.